Hello, everybody. My name is David Kane. I'm making this recording for my grandson, Owen. I hope it'll also be interesting and useful to other people. But the reason for doing this is because I have a whole bunch of coins here, and rather than counting up how many coins pennies, rather than counting up how many I have, we're going to make a little science experiment out of this. So as background, the United States 1 penny coin was in its current version with the image of Abraham Lincoln stamped on the front, was produced starting in 1909 up through this current calendar year of 2025. They're being discontinued. That they are still U.S. money and still can be spent and given as change, but they're no longer making any new ones. So I have a whole bunch of pennies here, and rather than count them, what we're going to do is we're going to weigh them. More correctly, we're going to get the mass of the total of the pennies, and from that we can determine how many we have in a sort of rough way. Now, there's a little bit of a hiccup in here. The pennies are very close in mass to one another, but they made a change in the coins in 1982. So from 1909 to 1981, the mass of the coin was 3.11 grams. We're using metric units because this is a science thing. So 3.11 grams from 1909 to 1981. And then in 1982 through present, the mass of the coins, they changed the chemical composition and they don't have as much mass. It's 2.50 grams. So we have a mixture of old and new coins. Some of them are heavier and some of them are the more modern, lighter ones. And we have more of the lighter ones. So instead of using the straight average, we're going to use 2.80 grams as representative of our pennies. I have 4 bags of them. We're going to get the mass of each of the bags, and that'll give us the total mass. And from that, we can calculate how many coins we have total. To give you, so there's the blackboard, and I will write down the mass of the coins in the 4 bags: bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, bag 4, and we'll get a total a little bit later. I don't want to spend too often much time on this. So to show you the layout, if I can move this camera, tip it down, there are the 4 bags of coins. Press the meter stick pointer. So this is bag 1, it's labeled bag 2, bag 3, bag 4. On this piece of paper here, I have the coin up in the upper left-hand corner is a 1981 coin, and we'll check its mass. And then in the bottom corner, I have a 1983 coin. So either side of the place where it changed mass from 3.11 grams to 2.5 grams. There's a balance over here and another laboratory balance here, which I'll switch to shortly for making measurements. So that's kind of an overview of what I'm going to do. I'm going to pause the video here and make the switch to get the measurements. Okay, I'm back now. This is a different camera that's got a close-up view of a laboratory balance here. It's going to read the mass of whatever I place on the circular platter on top. It'll read out in grams. You can't see it here because of the angle. The decimal point is right after the first digit. So it's 0.00 grams right now. Here's my 2 coins, the 1981 coin and a 1983 coin. Remember, from 1909 through 1981, they were 3.11 grams. Let's check that out. Put this on here, and it's reading 3.12. Nope, there's 3.11. So that's pretty good. Remember, the decimal point is right after the first displayed number. So 3.11 for a 1981 coin. And notice that it didn't go back to 0, so I'm going to press this button, which re-zeros it. And now I'm going to put the 1983 coin on there. And it reads 2.52 grams and 2.5, well, not 2.50, which is what I had written on the board ahead of time. Okay, so we've kind of verified just with 2.2 coins either side of the switch that the mass seems to have changed. And I'm going to get a different balance now because I'm going to put a lot of coins on here. So over here. So now this balance only shows one place past the decimal point, and it says on the front that the decimal point, lost my pen. Anyway, the decimal point is right between the two zeros, as is shown. And here is bag one. Bag one with a whole bunch of coins in it, a whole bunch of pennies. I did not sort these at all. They're all different years in there. I don't want to weigh the bag, so I'm gonna have to take them out. And I'm gonna put them in this little tray. Well, this tray has mass of its own. It says 24.5 grams on the tray, and I don't want to measure the mass of the coin plus trays. I just want to measure the mass of the coins. So if I press this button here, which I used to zero it before, it zeroes out the mass of the tray. So now it's going to measure whatever I put into the tray. And so let me dump the pennies in here. And the bag is empty. So bag one has a mass of 914.6 grams. And so I will record that, or we'll record that and get a total. I'm going to pause again here. Okay, I'm back. Here is bag two, different from bag one, which is still over here. I'm not weighing twice any of the coins. So a separate bag, bag number two. Here's my tray to keep the coins from falling off. It has a mass of 24.5 grams. I will zero that out with that button. So now we're going to measure the mass of the coins above the mass of the tray. Pour these in. That's all they're in. And this bag of coins has a mass of 876.3 grams. And I'm going to pour these back into the bag. I'll pause for a minute. Okay, I dumped the coins back into bag two. Here is bag three. It's a completely different Ziploc brand. My tray, I took the tray off and re-zeroed the scale, the balance. So here it is again, 24.5 grams for the tray. Zero that out, and now I will measure the contents of bag three with the mass of the coins above the tray. So bag three has a mass of 848.6 grams. And let me pause again. Okay, now I took the coins out of the tray and put them back in its bag. Here's bag number four. This is just the leftovers that didn't fit in 1, 2, and 3 without being too much for the laboratory balance that I have. And there's the 26.4. It shows a negative. I don't know if you can see it over there because it doesn't have the tray. Here it is, 0 grams with nothing on it. I put the tray on, we're back to 24.5. Zero this out. And now when I put coins in it, it'll measure the mass of the coins added to this empty tray. There's bag 4. And here's the 2 coins that I looked at before, the 1981 coin that was 3.11 grams and the 1983 coin that was 2.5 grams. Let me throw those in here too. And so this ought to go up by 3.11 grams because I'm throwing an old coin in. So 393 to 396, that's 3 grams. And now this is the newer coin. It ought to go up to another 2.5 grams. So that'd be 398.5. 398.6. How about that? Okay, so the total mass of the coins for bag 4 is 398.5. Okay, and then let me pause and we'll summarize all this stuff. Okay, I moved the board over a little bit, made a column over here with the data that we just took. The mass of each of the 4 bags in grams is listed here, 914.6 for the first bag, 876.3 for bag 2, 848.6 for the third bag, and 398.5 for the fourth bag, including the 2 that I pulled out to measure from 1981 or 1983. So if you add up these 4 numbers, you will get the mass, the total mass of all the coins that I have in the 4 bags. Then using 2.80 grams as the mass of a single coin, you should be able to calculate the number of coins that we have. And I won't tell you how to do that. I'll leave it up to you or your parents or a teacher or some friends that you can show this to, and maybe they will know how to do it. If you want, the majority of the viewers of this video won't be able to do this, but for Owen, my grandson, when he watches this, it'll be in the past tense because I'll give him the coins. My wife and his grandma and me will give him the coins next week. And if you want a better result, Owen, you can sort the coins out from those that are from 1909 to 1981 and put them out separately. And the rest of them are the 1982 to 2022, 25 coins, and get the mass of those separately and calculate the number of coins that way. And that could be something of interest to see how accurate this method is. And if this were for my students, I'd have a whole big write-up for them and all that, but right now it's just meant to be kind of fun. So as I said, I hope this is interesting and useful. Oh, I could have written down those numbers right there. Maybe I'll do that. No, I won't. So those numbers, I forgot that I left a space for them. Anyway, have fun with it, and maybe I'll make another video down the line. So thank you. Good luck.